I orient astrology not from this place of prediction and control and explanation and certainty, but from a place of practice in the unknown, trying to find joy in really hard times and move through hard times by telling the truth about them, and allowing astrology to serve my relational intelligence, my relational skills, and the people around me.
What up, outsiders? That was just a recording of my dear friend, and in many ways my better half, Queer Cosmos himself, Colin Bedell. Colin's a guest on the show today, and I couldn't be more over the moon, and I think you'll hear that in our conversation. We talk about New York's upcoming renaissance and how the stars are dictating it, and how Zoran Mamdani is the perfect Libra leadership we need right now. We talk about Colin's favorite Chinese food order and about the years we spent running around New York City as undergraduates at the new school, and how we honor and cherish that time, and how we can't wait to create more good times in the greatest city on earth. So this is a fun one. Buckle up. Let's get into it. All right.
Cut. Action.
Welcome to Outsider In, a podcast where we speak to outliers who create the culture, and a podcast where cosmos are queer and spirituality. My guest tonight is Colin Bedell, aka Queer Cosmos, aka one of my favorite people on earth. So welcome.
Thank you, Ricky. It's such an honor to be here. And I'm so proud of you for your commitment to this idea and for thinking about very much like a Pisces outsider, transforming the culture, dominant social wisdom never moves in the right direction. So let's get the critical mass together. Yeah.
Oh, we're just getting started. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, business.
Yeah.
So there was a piece in the New York Times that was talking about the difference in axis spin of the Earth.
Right.
And that therefore shifted all of the zodiac.
Yes.
And your response to it was beautiful, inspired, informed. Not to mention, when you came to visit me in England, and my friend Andy didn't believe in astrology. He's British, secular, all that. And it was the most compelling debate I've ever attended. Well, I mean, also I haven't attended very many, but the shit was compelling. Okay. And the side that I would have, as a skeptic of everything, the side that I thought would have won lost. England lost that day.
Yes.
So I would love for you to just talk about how you root yourself in astrology. And why the rest of the world should relax when it comes to its accuracy.
Okay, what a question. So I orient myself in astrology, and Ricky, you were a part of the formative years where I did orient myself in astrology, because it was at an art school. It was with my friends on a dance floor, and it was just a lens by which I tried and still try to understand the person in front of me. So I feel like I orient astrology not from this place of prediction and control and explanation and certainty, but from a place of practice in the unknown, trying to find joy in really hard times and move through hard times by telling the truth about them, and allowing astrology to serve my relational intelligence, my relational skills, and the people around me. Because I think what I learned through you, through the dance floors, through being here in New York City, is that astrology and all versions of spirituality and theology as well, if it's not helping you be more loved and loving towards others, you have nothing. And the analysis by the New York Times journalist was just, I found, really insufficient, because it didn't even necessarily explore astrology as a tool for relational understanding, as a tool for relational skills. And so I was just like, I don't care, because ultimately, when it comes to religion, astrology, or any spiritual system, it's not about belief, it's about experience. People claim to believe in a loving God, and what do they do in the name of a loving God? Horrible things. Mm-hmm. So I experience astrology. I don't believe in it. I experience it, and I can't give people my experience, but what I can say is that it has helped me become more loved and loving towards other people, and I'm pretty convinced I have nothing to prove.
It's
I don't know if that answers the question.
no, absolutely it does. And I've seen, like, I used to walk around saying,
Oh my god.
I used to walk around being like, when you guys would talk about like water and fire signs, I'd be like, I'm a Charizard.
Charizard, yeah, you don't agree with fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
But if I zoom out, that's exactly what we sounded like.
But
But
I have seen you guess someone's sign on the spot.
When a cupcake was involved.
Do
you remember Crumbs?
Wait, what happened at Crumbs?
That's where it was.
No, there's been multiple times.
Oh, okay, because that's the one I remember.
Pony sign.
Oh, of course.
In class, like I was talking about how cute he was. Get over it.
Horny.
Pisces. And you were like, go ask him what his sign is. And I was like, what do you think you know what it is? And you're like, I guess it's Pisces. And I went and asked him, and he was like, Pisces. And we both fell out.
But I'm still skeptical.
Then we both died.
Right. And now Colin's a medium because he sunk into the dead meat.
No, but I mean, it's just, it's a way to relate to people.
Yes.
And it's so patently that school that we went to. Like, it's so patently new school at large, but Lang specifically.
Absolutely.
I've taught it, like, several other colleges. When I go to Pratt, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. First of all, mainly because a lot of those students are Asian, so they have a different zodiac.
Okay. Yes, the lunar calendar.
That's right. But still, they look at me like we don't care about this thing. And then I go to Lang, and you can see people getting giddy in their seats. And we could just be on that for the first whole half of class.
1,000%.
And it actually does help me sort of corral them into units and know where my water signs are in the room.
Yes.
It is a tool it is helpful. It is helpful.
It is transformative for that, because we'll make this secular now. The Imago Institute, which is an institute about relational psychodynamics, it says that conflict is an objection to difference. Astrology regulates my objection to difference. Because I'm like, well, that's just a Pisces being a Pisces, and God bless. I'm going to be a Gemini who sure the fuck will Gemini.
Bless their heart.
Bless! I know, that's like, can be passive-aggressive Southern.
It's good. No, it's
okay.
Good.
I literally mean God fucking bless. Like, rock on, sister. I could never do it like that, but I think astrology allows me to get really curious and understand the friction of difference in a way that, frankly, no metaphysical system has ever done for me. And the quality of our lives are determined by the quality of our relationships. That's what the longest study at Harvard, it's called the study of adult development. That's John F. Kennedy was a part of it, began in the 30s.
Is that the one that has gauged happiness? And it's yes. I've watched a YouTube video on the Big Think about that recently.
And the single greatest predictor was the quality of other people's relationships, not money, not job satisfaction.
Yeah.
So that has always been my way of leveraging astrology the most effectively, because you can also confirm I had no intention of doing this professionally.
Tell me about how you got there, because I saw it, but I don't know what that evolution was. Like I've seen your skill set get stronger, but I don't know what inspired you to go head first into it. What brought you there?
Well, it was because my astrology mentors, Ophira and Talia Duke, but it was Ophira at the time. They're known as the Astro Twins. She turned and looked at me and said, "You better stop doing this for free." I was like,
You were doing it for free
all day long. I know. I couldn't help it. And she was like, "Cut the bullshit." And so then me and our mutual friend, Christina Mui, decided to create a website around it, because I went to a lecture of two fashion designers, best friends. They started their own brand. And I was like, Moo, we could totally do this. We do it all the time. And then we started the copy of Queer Cosmos, the graphics of Queer Cosmos, but I was still in grad school at the time, so I didn't give it my undivided attention. And then I graduated in 2016, had to get a job right away, was on unemployment, really scary, blah, blah, blah. And then I started working at a company, and they really weren't like orienting me. So I was working on my website at the office.
As one does.
As one does, to the point where they caught me and I was fired. Truly.
But also, you know what? I feel like you are thankfully ejected immediately from spaces where you do not belong.
Hello.
And that's right. That is the universe working on your behalf.
And said even deeper, because you know the story very well, that was June 22nd, my mother's birthday. I was fired. I launched Queer Cosmos, the website, 2 weeks before. And a month later, Tansy died. So Tansy Stoll, for the people who are hearing her name for the first time, was one of my dear friends. Ricky met her several times. And it really was just this moment of, okay, not only am I relatively supported by New Jersey unemployment, but I went through $300 a week. Thank you, Garden State.
Oh, they lean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to pay taxes, but Lord knows Amazon doesn't. So then through that baptism by fire of losing her and also feeling like it really is now or never, that's when I went all in.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go to the new school and because we've studied the law of attraction, The Secret, before really anybody was talking about manifestation,
That's
might I add.
So true.
We really were. We were on that shit in 2011, honey.
Yeah.
So I would go to the new school every day and pretend that I was writing horoscopes for a major company.
Mm-hmm.
I was just writing them from my website at the time, but that was good practice. I was like kind of, learning my craft, staying close to the craft. That was July, August. And then in September of 2017, Cosmopolitan US contacted me and said, would you like to write our weekly horoscopes? So that was June to September. And then luckily, because of the new school connections, a friend who's working at Refinery 29 wanted to interview me. So I said, yes, sure. I interviewed for an astrology piece. And then I was contacted by an acquisitions editor at Sterling Publishing, which is now Union Square.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was offered my first book deal the week that my unemployment expired.
Ain't that the way?
So
I've
always just been carried.
You've always moved with flow. Like, how do you, what am I trying to say? How do you explain that? Because you have.
I wouldn't always feel like that, but thank you. You really think so? And I'm not fishing.
I do think so. I think you are, you're equal parts blessed. I think you're like, I think you end up in the spaces that you need to be in, and equally, like, that job you end up getting immediately. Like, there's no you waiting around to see how it works out.
No.
Either you leave or you are forced out.
Absolutely.
And into the thing that, and so what do you think? Like, is it like the love you grew up with? I mean, you're gorgeous, so that helps too. There's a certain bubble that people like you, maybe half of me walks around in, but like me on a good day walks around in, but like, but outside of that, you have like a tuning for what your next move should be. What do you think that's about?
You are going to fuck up my brows, and I am really not in the mood to go back to that brows.
Hashtag goals.
Exactly. Laminated brows. Goodbye. They said don't get wet. Wow. Well, I would say thank you so much for that witnessing. I really have, and I can back this up, because my twin sister found the very first chart I ever printed in 2001 on the full moon in Gemini, and it was her chart. So she showed it to me, and I think I really can trace my curiosity for the metaphysical and spiritual arts since I was like 11 years old. And I read The Secret when it came out in 2007. I was 18. So I think I just found the material early and really lived from that premise of, oh no, magic is real. And I'm not going to ever get seduced or distracted from my goal, which is I did not come here to fuck around. I came to play, but I didn't come to fuck around.
Let's talk about magic. I told you this theory before, and you kind of concurred. Like, why do gay boys love witches so much?
Oh, I think we found the explanation on it together in our work study, but it's that these women and men, or girls, gays, days,
Girls, gays,
whatever, the whole thing.
Everybody,
all right? I don't want to hear it.
Girls, gays,
you know who you are, so don't start with me. Okay? So they use their otherness as a source of magic.
Yes.
And they live a kind of double life where they're in this world but not of this world. Mm-hmm. And I think that I always connected to Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Charmed. Oh my God. I'm Prue Halliwell all day.
Oh my God, yes.
I love a bad bitch. And, Sailor Moon as well. These archetypes of holding otherness as a magic power. And I just never stopped believing in it. I really didn't. And I had every reason to not believe in it. Because as we discussed openly, if we may, we came from addicted, poverty-ridden families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just refused to believe that that's all there was.
Like, it's really interesting you say that too, because like I knew whatever circumstance I was in that there was something greater.
Yes, Pisces boy.
And but you know, to one point I had an example because my grandma was a singer and my mom was from here.
But for who?
The Marvelettes. But
yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Y'all aren't seeing this, but there's a mic that looks like a classic singing mic. And
Yes,
Colin was just singing
Motown.
But that idea, when I saw our moms together, I thought about all of the both cancers from New York, living in North Carolina with gay sons who go to the same school.
Right. But yeah, just a coincidence, right?
And they're both parents are recovering addicts.
Yes. And maybe we actually, because of what was at stake, found magic faster.
Yeah. I had a very, very vivid and intense magical life and like imagination.
Yes.
Every fall when I was a little boy, I would take a chair when the wind would get to kick in. I would take a chair, sit on the front porch, and pretend I was like making the leaves like flow.
Of course.
Anytime I watched Bewitched religiously.
Can you do the nose thing? Yes, he can. You can't see it, but he can.
I did it last week with a student. I was tutoring a student, and we were waiting for the computer screen to change. And he goes, "It's going to change now." And I go,
"No," and it was you.
And it changed. And he goes, "You did it." I was like, "Girl, I know." But yeah, I do it. I believe in it. I feel it's in my. It's whether or not I even believe in it. It's muscle memory at this point. And I read The Secret at the same time as you. I was 20-something.
Yeah.
But I read it, and that's how I got to New York. I made a vision board, and the day I turned 30, I had made a vision board and put Amy Sedaris on it and put New York City on it. And on my 30th birthday, I met that bitch.
And I was with you.
You were with me. And I had balloons tied to my backpack when I met her. It's like, here I am. Yeah.
And Ricky, I love this so much because what we're actually exploring is a little bit of the paradox of what I said earlier, which is like belief is meaningless, but not entirely if like we give ourselves the freedom to believe that these unknown unknowns are possible, then our experience backs up the efficacy of what we're believing. And then experience becomes a teacher that belief ultimately, it becomes unnecessary.
Yeah, miracles are evidence. And if you, it's almost like obstruction of justice or obstruction of evidence if you don't acknowledge that you are divined into certain situations.
All the chills. And I'm thinking of Joseph Campbell, the author, The Hero of a Thousand Faces. He's the one who thought of like the monomyth.
The Hero's Journey.
The Hero's Journey.
Yeah.
Taught at Sarah Lawrence.
Okay. That tracks.
Yeah, I know. Aries, Uncle Joe. He says that 1,000 invisible helping hands are always waiting for us. But I think if your listeners take anything from what we're saying, it's actually the fact that the law of free will is actually, I think, very strict. In that if we are not asking for help and we're not believing that we can co-conspire with these millions of invisible helping hands, we won't. And that's actually for our protection.
I've brought people in with me to an important thing. I'm recently sober, but when I performed for the Moth Grand Slam, I had to go back to England. I was in grad school at Goldsmiths.
Yes.
Me and my friend from South Carolina, Adrian, we would go and perform for the Moth because we were representing America. It's an American export, in London for the first time. And so we were like, oh, we listen to NPR. We're going to go do this.
Absolutely.
And we both placed. And so when I got back to New York and I was working at the New School, I got an email from the producer of the Moth, the creator of the Moth, Jenny, and she was like, you placed, you need to come back to England to perform. I went there, I hooked up with the guy, and because of my self-sabotage, I did drugs right before I was supposed to go on stage. Got there and was out of my mind. And I called my Aunt Veronica, who's now an ancestor, my grandmother, who was one of the reasons I was even in London.
Yeah.
I called upon people and I was like, I need help. I need to find some peace so I can go up there and perform and not bomb, There was probably 10 to 15 contestants and I placed third. Because I asked for help. I mean, I was meth is a power drug. So like I was definitely like
Right.
running through
Yes.
the reps of it and repeating it, but I was at ease when I got there because I asked for help.
It's beautiful. What would you say then is the takeaway from that story that people can glean?
I mean, I would say that you said 1,000 hands. Yeah, they're there.
Absolutely.
They are there, and they're there whether or not we call upon them.
Right.
But acknowledging them helps you meet your goal.
Yeah. You become acknowledged by them.
You become acknowledged by them, and you are not alone. And acknowledging you're not alone is empowering.
Yes. My friend who is half Black, half Navajo, Dione Newell.
Okay. So wise beyond everyone's years.
Beyond. Okay. But also, like, we can be Virgo. She's a Virgo, so we can also just be like absolute airheads together, and it's so much fun.
Nice.
Yes. So she says, like, aloneness is impossible. It is impossible to be alone.
That's true.
Like, it is impossible to be alone from your ancestors, your guides. And honestly, Ricky, like, let's even be totally woo-woo. The elementals. So if your young self sat on that chair and connected to air, there is a theory that, air is an elemental spirit. Like, they are with you. I never really connected to these elements on Earth. I was always at the stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
hello, now I'm literally doing that for a living. So, and you're a writer. Air is intellect, communication, research. So it is impossible for us to be alone, but we have the option to say, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly don't got it.
I usually don't.
Yeah, who among us has got it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I would much rather be helped by the same power that's keeping planets revolving around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Help me with my life.
That's right. And also, like, acknowledging the grace that you have when something happens, because that automatically like brings in gratitude. I'm very aware of the fact that if there's something that I really try to do, it's usually going to happen for me.
Yes.
Because I went into it knowing the law of attraction.
That's right.
And knowing that I'm not alone. Because it wasn't really me that did it. Alone, at least.
Yes. And then where does that leave you competence-wise, would you say?
Just point me at what I want.
Yeah.
Like, point me at the thing that needs to be done, and I will get it done because it is my desire.
Boom.
But only point me at the things that I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that makes me more respectful and discerning about where I point my energy. Because it's a precious resource.
Yes.
Right, I have more questions. Okay. Mamdani.
Ah!
Tell me about Mamdani and the stars.
He is a Libra sun. By the way, I did not know he would ask.
I know. That's why.
Okay,
I knew you would
let
know.
the record state. It's not like I had, access to these questions ahead of time.
I knew you would know.
1,000%. Because me and the Astro girlies in the city are talking about it nonstop. Libra sun, Aquarius moon, Leo rising. What does that mean?
Girl, justice.
Yeah, justice, reciprocity. And you know what I love? In so many of his interviews, he's constantly shouting people out.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh, his favorite halal. I've heard his favorite halal truck like three times.
I know. And he's always like, shout out to Brittany. And I'm like, you know what, Mom Tani? Shout out to the shout outs. That's really what I'm about right now. And that's Libra shit.
Shout out to the
shout out. Like, let's make it meta, Mom Tani. I really because that's Libra. They're just like, I just want to say thank you to
and he's always smiling, and I believe it.
Yes, no, he's a pretty bitch.
He's
yes.
pretty. Mm-hmm.
So yes, Libra, reciprocity, justice, equality, number one. His moon is in Aquarius. So Aquarius, as an example of famous Aquarius sons, Angela Davis. Oprah, power to the people, power to mass mutual reliance and overthrowing the corporate class.
Nice.
Aquarius is economic justice and how being future-proof is making sure that power is distributed as equally as possible, economically, personally, the whole thing. So he's born with that wisdom. Yeah. The moon is what you have a sort of almost precognitive awareness of. So your moon is in Taurus. So all things Taurus, i.e. pleasure, consistency, art, the creative arts, comes so naturally to you. And as I'm in your room, I'm surrounded by visual imagery, film, literature. So this is your Taurus speaking, right? So he has that. On top of that, he's a Leo rising.
Mm-hmm.
So Leo is the king. Leo is the sovereign. Leo is the one who inspires when they know that they are a public servant. The shirtless apron?
What?
He's in a halal cart and he's doing some sort of rap video with his boys.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah,
and I was like, is there a nipple? No? Okay. I just see a really, because that's my mayor.
Zaddy
So
Mamdani.
1,000%. And he's got a few placements in Scorpio, as a friend of mine, New York City astrologer Janelle Belgrave, was telling me. And that's why he was like, yo, Trump, turn up the volume, because I want to make sure you hear this shit.
Yeah, he was fighting.
Yeah, good, because Scorpio is not passive. And then the full moon that we have today is in his sector of the career.
Okay.
So it could not be more pristine. And then another friend of mine who is an artist and creative, Chelsea Smith, she believes that New York City is breaking a spell.
Oh, big time.
Isn't that beautifully expressed? She's a Cancer rising Taurus moon like you. She says that New York City is beginning to break this spell of just unsustainable capitalism, and just the American awareness of why, as one of the most advanced economic nations, are we trained to expect so little economically? This is insane.
We get nothing.
Nothing. And there's no reason for that.
And also, I feel like, we inherited a weird New York City, you and I. Like, the time that we showed up around 2011, like, it was the tail end of it being artsy-fartsy, and then it just became, like, Bloomberg land. And
when do you think that started?
Maybe 2011 or 12 or something. And but I don't know. It just didn't feel like... I think we had, our school, our enclave, had a very particular vibe. We were in a bubble, but the rest of it, it's become unlivable, untenable, misogynistic. Ew. And like... Ew, man. Gross. Yeah,
not misogyny in Manhattan,
but like weird. I think there was a rise of like the Wall Street middle class or something. You know what I mean? It became more. It became less of a city for artists and more of a city for imports from the suburbs.
Well, and if you remember, you're on to something. If you remember, the year we arrived was Occupy Wall Street.
That's right. Yeah.
So it started a class consciousness. I was actually living near Wall Street at the time. So hello. It started a class consciousness then. And I do remember, because of the nature of our school and our friends and the conversations we were having. Yes, I totally see what you're saying. And I also remember the optimism of the Obama administrations.
Yes.
So we arrived at the end of his first term. And then our second year was the first year of his beginning of his second, because he was elected in 2012.
It's the only time I didn't vote, because something happened. I didn't register in time. And I was like, please, God.
Yeah,
don't let this be the time.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
So I remember us, kind of having the optimism of everything he represented, and I listened to some of the music of that specific era of 2012, 2013, maybe 2011, and all I remember was just the unbridled joy. I mean, how many times did we leave work study and just go, I wonder what's going to happen when we walk out this door?
Oh, absolutely.
And did New York City take us on an adventure or what?
We were always on a fucking adventure.
Yeah, no plan.
No plan. Just walk. I mean, I've always felt that way, though. That, to be fair, and again, we were in a bubble, but I've always felt like you need to take a day away from New York City. Like, don't go anywhere on Sundays, because every time you walk out of the fucking front door is an adventure.
Oh, totally. And you're going to lose $100.
And you're going to lose $200. Are going to fly out your pocket. You might get the adventure. The adventure this day might be a pickpocketing.
But you're going to love it.
But you're going to have some fun.
Because sometimes friction is fun.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to be cool.
Pressure bust pipes, girl.
Right. It's all good. Exactly.
You don't like it? Leave.
Leave. No one's keeping you here. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. I just remember 2011 marked major planetary shifts, which actually, interestingly enough, Ricky, are finishing now. And then 2026 begins an astrology context that I'm going to say will lead to joyful and unexpected liberation.
I hope so.
I'm really going to take a stand for that. I could spend a whole hour telling you why, especially February 2026. There is something that hasn't happened in almost 36 years. The last time it happened was the fall of the Berlin Wall, the protests in Tiananmen Square in China, the introduction of the internet. And there's American historians who say that 1989 made modernity. Mark Twain says, time doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes.
Ooh.
Yeah. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes.
That's
exactly. And
like there's an alignment coming.
Correct. That we have not had since 1989, the year that I was born. And, you know, the improbability of the fall of the USSR, the improbability of the Berlin Wall crumbling, you know, the sheer unfathomable nature of the Chinese resistance in Tiananmen Square. I mean, so
it felt insurmountable yet.
And so it's like, this is why history is instructive. This is why I'm a student of these stories, because if you study history, you can't give in to despair.
Yeah, you just have to wait long enough.
You do. And then if you also study history, you go, Jesus Christ.
What are we in for?
Hello.
Yeah.
And what did we do?
But the Mamdani thing is very, I feel a weight lifted.
Me too.
And I think in the past few days, even just like being in contact with old friends and being back in different dynamics, I feel like there is a holistic alignment happening that is like the pinpoint is him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something, Ricky, too, that I've never said publicly?
What?
So your girl a few months ago with our other girl, Christina Mui. Shout out to Moo. Shout out to my lesbian husband. So I was on some mushroom journey with her in Manhattan in my little apartment. And I heard, I'm getting emotional. I heard the spirit of New York say, bring my children home.
Oh, hell yeah. You're back.
I'm back. And so are you.
Yeah.
Like you never left.
I was gone for months, like half a year.
And by home, like you're home to yourself.
Oh, big time.
Hello. Not
Big
just
time.
physically, I mean intrinsically. And how poised is your pussy? Like
I'm going to take that metaphor and say it is tray poised.
1,000%.
And leave the excess.
Right. That's all you need to know. Like this bitch is ready.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
New York is about to experience a cultural renaissance.
I
am completely convinced of it, and these bitches better be fucking ready.
I've never loved this city more than I do, but there have been times where I'm like, I need to eject from here to appreciate it, which is part of living here. But this past 6 to 8 months living in this place and sober, I've never loved this city more.
I'm living alone.
Living alone. Do you know I've been living here for 14 years, and I never fucking got a city bike until this summer. And now I have a membership, and now I bike from my tutoring job across Central Park every night.
Couldn't be me.
I know.
I'm scared to death. I don't want to be an organ donor.
I know. Listen, I have a helmet and I'm fucking ripping. Like,
are you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky.
I'm leaving girls in the dust. I'm like,
you better be, bitch.
I'm like, you don't know this trail. Move.
Right. As long as you are taking over, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm just absolutely terrified of that idea. But maybe I'll be ready.
You're a late bloomer. You drove late.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm a princess. There's no way.
You don't need to be on a bike.
No. I'm scared already.
Although I will say you drive really well.
Thank you.
When we were in Palm Springs, you drove that SUV and I was like, what is happening? I'll sit in the front seat. Let me put my belt on. And we got there.
You did.
We got there. And well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Toyota. Shout out to the 4Runner. Okay? Because I die for the 4Runner.
Shout out to Toyota.
I know, bitch. Let me get that 4Runner discount.
Okay, hold on. I have more questions. Let me see. All right. How's your mother and your grandmother?
Oh, why? See, again, you gotta make me cry.
That's literally a question.
I know. I love it. I love it. Because what have you always called my grandmother? Do you remember?
Your dramatic foil, your arch nemesis?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
She's gonna die.
She is amazing
when she hears this.
Yeah, tell the story about Disney World.
Oh my god, I can't believe you remember this because you're unlocking all these repressed memories.
Look, when someone told me that story, as a personal heckler of yours, I was like, this woman is the fucking queen. Okay, wait, tell the
girlies.
Yeah, the Disney World story about the characters.
Long story short. No, real quick, actually, my grandmother. Shout out to my grandma, real quick. She worked for the Catholic Church, but was critical of it her whole time because she's a Virgo cunt. So, when parents would come into her parish and say, "Oh my God, Marie, my son just came out. What are we going to do?" She would give them pamphlets called "Always Our Children." Yeah, and it was about loving your child no matter what. Who they are is not a sin, and get the fuck over it. And she kind of got it under the table because, like, the priest didn't really know she was dishing that out. Mm-hmm. And one of her favorite charities to support was the Long Island AIDS Coalition. And I was 5 or 6 at the time.
There's a circle of people in my life who are, how you were saying you don't quite connect with people who have never experienced poverty.
I did say that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll own it. I really don't. Or very few.
Well, I've had friends also be like, like I can't connect in a certain way with like white people. Like there's a certain level of otherness that might be a hurdle for you to be drawn to something.
Yes.
Right? That's inherent. There's a circle of people around me who have in their lives worked for their local AIDS task force.
My Grammy.
Your Grammy, Ted, my mom worked for them. Like, there's a circle of people around me who, like, I'm like, Robert Simber, I didn't know. He collected all of the things in David Wojnarowicz's estate and sent it back out to his family and preserved what he could of it. And he died of AIDS. Like, Capricorn King. Anyway, I am drawn to that unknowingly.
I go to Disney with my grandmother because this bitch has a cousin who got a basically retirement gift from ABC because he worked there for like 100,000 years since Johnny was a boy. So he gets to go to Disney, all expense paid, and he picked like 2 people. Mm-hmm. So he picked my grandmother and then said, do you want to bring your grandson? Because, he's the only one that can fucking pull your leash in, basically. Okay? And by the way, I talk to her like this. That's my family.
I have a story about your grandma, too. But
wasn't that Tansy's funeral?
Yes, it was.
Fucking bitch. She can't stop.
Oh, that made me want. I was like, can you want to go home with me, lady?
Yeah, she's like, sure. All right? She loves the Pisces. So, anywho, we go to Disney. And my family could never afford to go on vacation. Mm-hmm. We couldn't even go to the movie. We couldn't go nowhere. So, like, Disney, what? So I'm finally there. I had this childhood dream that I'm going to meet Belle. She was always my favorite Disney princess. You couldn't tell me fucking nothing. I love that she was smart. I love that she basically middle-fingered Beast and was like, I think you're an asshole. Angela Lansbury, like everything about that movie is everything to me. So I tell my grandmother, I got to go. I'm going to go stand in line to meet Belle. She goes, you should stand in line to meet Gaston. You're more like him anyway. You're self-absorbed. Bitch. She's like, I'm just kidding. No, you're not,
she
actually.
Called you Gaston.
She called me Gaston. She's like, you're kind of more like him anyway. You're self-absorbed. And
it's hilarious. It's the shade.
I know. And she's like always been really like vindictive and shady, like kind of a twat. I think it's so funny.
All right, outsiders. So now it's time for the part of the show that we call House of Ultraviolet Walks. It is a recurring segment where we highlight legendary literary realness in the ballroom community. Today, the feature is a book, and I'm looking at it now, has been sitting on my desk for about 10 years. It is called Voguing in the House Ballroom Scene of New York City, 1989 to 1992. It is a book by one of my favorite record companies, Soul Jazz, and it is a compendium of interviews and images in this brilliant frame of time, 1989 to 92, which is the same era in which Paris is Burning was filmed. With an introduction by Tim Lawrence, who's this amazing music critic, and the world-renowned photographer Chantal Renaud. Outside of being a beautiful coffee table book, it has really important interviews and images of the legends, many of the founding mothers of ball culture. Pepper LaBeija, Avis Pendavis, Paris Dupree, Dorian Corey, Willie Ninja, Jose Extravaganza, one of my personal favorites, Carmen Extravaganza, Hector Extravaganza, Octavia Saint Laurent, Kevin Omni, and more. It's the first of its kind, coming out at a time where we were hungry for more of what Paris is Burning had to offer, and I suggest you pick it up. So, 2. Voguing in the House Ballroom Scene of New York City, 1989 to 92. We salute you, we honor you, we thank you for serving legendary literary realness. Let's get back to the show. So at Tansy's funeral, you gave an incredible eulogy.
Thank you.
And at the end of it, I said, Colin, that was gorgeous. The boat metaphor, it was probably a quote, but it's something to the effect of, you don't have to see that Europe is across the sea to know that it exists, as is a soul. That was pretty much the sentiment of it. But the rest of it was just as amazing. And I said that to you afterwards, and your grandma goes, that was the worst thing I ever heard.
That's her! That is her. I'll never know how she feels about me until she's dead.
Her fucking rhythm of it.
I know.
Like, she swooped in, just like all quiet, and she goes, that was the worst fucking thing I ever heard. I was like, I burst into confetti.
Shout out to Graham. Okay, because I think she knows how to make me laugh. And she just loves to ride me.
And to fucking be funny at a funeral.
Oh,
you already got my underwear.
Yeah, I know, totally. Panties coming off. Good job, Graham.
So, what parts of you did astrology help you stop running from?
Goodbye. Wow, what a question. You know, I have a Capricorn moon, so I can be pretty tough.
Mm.
And I know that with some of our mutual friends, I might have communicated harshly. And also, that's what I wish I could do differently. And also, I don't regret saying it. I do believe that I am a challenger. I'm not a comforter all the time.
Sure.
And I think the world needs to be told now. I think the world needs to be told every once in a while, snap the fuck out of it and stop pretending.
Best clapper on earth.
Okay, share a Capricorn moonstruck. Number one. Number two, just Gemini's a wanderer, an explorer. It's like anti-commitment. It's like, I just want to sample. And so I've been a nomad for 5 years and it's been amazing. And it's allowed me to gather lots of different data to digest and kind of take life not so seriously. I love to bring comedy as a spiritual device in astrology because it can sometimes take itself so fucking seriously. So Gemini is a trickster. It's helped me embrace that, to kind of just be like, bitches, we're literally talking about the stars. It's not that serious. Lighten up. So my Leo rising, I'm just a drama queen. I have always been a performer. I like to make people feel good. And I think there is something about the performer Leo archetype that, whether it's comedy, dance, touching other people's hearts through astrology, I like to make that heart-to-heart contact. It helped me embrace that part of my personality. It's one thing to touch people's minds and inform, but I think Leo inspires. Leo connects on the heart.
All right, signature question. What do you know or see about the world that you wish the rest of the world knew?
It really is all about our relationships. We put the self in front of way too much. Self-help, self-care, selfie. And I think I love when Toni Morrison was like, get over your puny little self. Get over yourself, so that when you're firmly invested in bolstering the quality of your relationships, what that does for you is incredible. And then what it does for the other, right? Like, I just wish we really took that principle seriously, because we are neurobiologically hardwired for connection, and we are constantly denying that. I wouldn't be an astrologer if it wasn't for Ophi, my friend. I wouldn't have a house if it wasn't for her. The fact that I love Tansy so much gave me England. I'm not that significant. My people are everything. So that's what I would share. What makes a significant psychological impact is altruism, generosity of time and service, and people who give rather than get, universally across every single data set, feel better. So just to be in that energy of love and support. And Ricky, like, I've been so emotional ever since I got here, because you are living in the dream that you spoke of 10 years ago. And to bear witness to that, like, I have to say that to you. If I didn't say that to you, I wouldn't be witnessing you and seeing you the way that you deserve it. You've done that with me this whole time. Like, and how good is the field between us right now?
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. And that's what I wish we really understood, is like, it all just comes back down to were you loved and loving towards other people.
Well, thank you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. And I would hug you, but we don't want to screw up the mic.
And we are going to go eat.
Yes.
It's time for that.
Yes. This bitch remembered my order from 10 years ago. Can we just?
I mean, it's not the most complicated, but I knew what to get.
That's right. General Chow's.
General Chow's. That's right. And a Coke.
Thank you.
Thank you.